Hi, St. Basil's. As you can see, I'm in the gym in the Family Life Center because for you and me, this is where we're going to be celebrating Mass for several months, beginning in the middle of January. So January 12th is the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord. That will be the last Sunday Mass we have in the church, all the way until April on Palm Sunday. So beginning in mid-January until mid-April, this gym is where we're going to have Mass. All these chairs will be set up, and we'll have 4 Masses on the weekends. The 5 o'clock Vigil Mass, the 7:30 a.m., 9 o'clock a.m., and 11 o'clock a.m. The 5:30 p.m. Life Teen Mass is going to be suspended during that time, but it will be brought back on Divine Mercy Sunday. So I wanted to give you this little video to let you know that while celebrating Mass in the gym is never ideal, we want beauty and sacred statues and wonderful churches that make us think of God and make the invisible visible, so that the reality of Mass, where we can touch God and God touches us, can be lived out with ease. That's going to be suspended while we update the parish with all the wonderful contributions that we've rolled out the last year and a half through town hall meetings and discussions and different groups getting feedback. And ultimately, what makes this possible is that every one of you was so generous and participated so generously in the Heart of the Shepherd campaign. And so I have not had to come back to you for more funds. Your generosity allowed us to dream big and have a church updated going forward so that generations to come can enjoy the church. In the meantime, we'll be here every week, and the staff has worked hard. CYO is going to pitch in with Brian Baum and the maintenance staff so that our time here in the Family Life Center gym is still meaningful and impactful, and everything can be run smoothly. So the rest of this video, we're going to see different places in this building where the other sacraments and ministries will take place. So here I am in the Family Life Center lobby, if you will, and right over here is the entrance into the gym where the Masses will be held. And right behind me are the 2 bathrooms. So if you need to, you'll know where they are if you've never been in this building. Also, while Mass is going on, Tommy Dome and his crew are working hard to make sure you'll be able to hear all of the Mass and the music and the prayers going to be pumped through the speaker system here. So those little ones who, kids are kids, sometimes they cry or they just need to step out, you can step out here during this time and collect yourselves if need be. We also will have a cry room available for 3 of the 4 Masses. The 5 o'clock Vigil, 7:30 a.m. and 11 o'clock a.m. There'll be a cry room available right down this hallway in the Family Life Center meeting room. You can go there and there will be a live feed of what's going on in the gym. Will be right there in that room on the TV, so you can take your little ones over there. Or maybe you're someone who prefers the gathering space in narthex out there in the church, and you'd like to come over here and just be in that room. That will be available on those 3 Masses. Also right here you see one of our great banners. We've had those beauty banners out. That will be lining the lobby area along with some unique things on the windows, so stay tuned so that we can bring a little bit of our year of beauty even into this building while we gather as the body of Christ to worship and to be transformed by Christ in the sacraments. Right in this area as well is going to be all the things you'll need to participate in the Mass. Hymnals, there'll be the holy water as you walk in, and the bulletins on the way to and from Mass, so that we can make this building feel as much like the church as possible and during our time together. Here I am in the Family Life Center meeting room, and although this is where we normally do OCIA and several other gatherings here, during our time when we have Mass here in this building, this will operate as 2 different rooms for us, if not more actually. The first thing is that 3 out of the 4 Masses, this will be the cry room. So for the 5 o'clock Vigil, 7:30 a.m. and 11 o'clock a.m., if your little one is crying and fussing, especially in the gym, everything's so echoey, you can bring your little one in here and you can calm them down and do what you great parents do for your kiddos. And while you do that, this TV right here behind me will have a live feed so that you can both hear and watch what's going on in the gym here in this room, so you don't miss out on the prayers and you can still feel like you're participating in the sacred liturgy. This room will also be used for baptisms. Once again, is this ideal? No. But is it a way that we can still celebrate valid and powerful baptisms? Of course. So we will have the baptismal candle, a baptismal font, and all the rituals will be done here in the time that the church is being updated so that we don't miss out on these countless baptisms we do here at St. Basil the Great. So what about that 9 o'clock Mass? Well, the 9 o'clock Mass, this is no longer the cry room. This is where we will continue the children's liturgy of the Word. It's a wonderful ministry that these hardworking women put on week after week for us. And so we will have the kiddos at 9 o'clock process out down the lobby of the Family Life Center into this room, where they will participate in the children's liturgy of the Word, and then we'll bring them back in to all of you parents who've entrusted us with your children. Needless to say, this room is going to get a lot of activity in it, and I'm so grateful that we even have this building to be able to offer these things during this time of transition that all of us will have to get used to. Also in this Family Life Center meeting room will be our Saturday afternoon confessions from 3:30 to 4:30. The line will begin down the hallway, as you used to begin on the back part of the church, and there's 2 doors to enter this Family Life Center meeting room. Right behind me, you can see the partition that will be up. So one room will be Father Jeff, one room will be myself, and in our rooms we'll have a screen set up, a small screen, so that if you prefer to go behind the screen, that's still made available for you, or you could just walk to the other side of the screen and go face to face. Between the partitions and the size of the room, everyone will be honored, and there'll be the reverence of the seal, so you'll still feel very safe and blessed, and we'll still be able to celebrate that great sacrament of confession right here in the Family Life Center meeting room. Some final points about this time of transition as we're updating the church. The daily Mass schedule will remain the same, but for daily Mass, we will meet in the parish center. Many of you will remember that we did that rather successfully, I would say, during the updating of the lights. And so we'll be back in there Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Now, adoration, we're going to be able to still do adoration in our chapel, Monday and Wednesdays, 8:30 a.m. until 9 o'clock p.m. However, the only access to adoration will be through the chapel doors. All the other doors of the church will be locked, and there'll be no access to anyone. This isn't for secretive purposes, it's for safety. With all the equipment coming and going, loose screws and nails, slippery floors, etc., we want to ensure that no one gets hurt. So the only access to the chapel for adoration will be through the chapel doors. If you need the code, you can come to the parish office, or you can ring the doorbell that's right outside the chapel, and someone who's already adoring the Blessed Sacrament, the Eucharist, can come and let you in. One of the most difficult parts of closing a church down for a few months to update it, to reopen it, is what about people who died and need a funeral? This is probably the hardest thing for me as a pastor, knowing that there's people who have loved this church, have met Jesus, grown in their faith, and now they've died and won't be able to have their funeral mass in the church building during this time. It's incredibly tender and sad, and I certainly have a lot of understanding for that situation. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to still be able to offer a St. Basil's experience. So thanks to the parishes of St. Matthias and St. Michael's, we will be able to offer funeral masses at both of those churches with St. Basil priests and St. Basil music ministry, so that at least your beloved deceased would be able to have a St. Basil's experience. Once again, this time of transition is like all transitions. It's uncomfortable, we're restless, we want it to be over. But I pray and I hope that the final result will be well worth the wait as we gather back into a newly renovated, updated church, and St. Basil's can continue to make disciples for Jesus through word, sacrament, and the beauty of music. May God bless you in this time, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the Family Life Center.